think this place is still shaking after last night's victory by the Chicago Cubs, the walk-off grand slam to give the Cubs Game 2. Today, it's the finale of this three-game series, the Phillies and the Cubs in the last day of this road trip. And speaking of the road trip, the Phillies 3-6 right now. They haven't hit very well. The runners in scoring position numbers are obviously under 200. One of the big keys, though, the fact that the bullpen has an ERA of 5.32. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Ben Davis. We'll hear from Greg Murphy in just a little bit. The bullpen ERA numbers are something, but the starters' innings per game is also down. They're averaging 5 at 2/3 on this road trip when they were averaging a little over 6 innings prior to this. But nothing takes away from that 9th inning last night where Jason Hayward hit the grand slam. It was our Toyota turning point against Adam Morgan.
Heartbreaking, devastating, pick whatever adjective you want to talk about. Well, we see this pitch sequence here by Adam Morgan. He starts with 2 sliders. That's a pretty good pitch there, but he's 2-0. He's in the hole. He's got to challenge him. Throws another fastball. Still behind another fastball. The 2 options you could go from here on in. Either bury a slider or go fastball down and away. He wanted the fastball down and away. Apparently, that's not, obviously, it's not where it ended up. It was up and in, and Hayward took him out for a grand slam and the game winner.
Yeah, Adam said after the ball game that he tried to do too much with that pitch, and his objective was the same against Hayward as it has been against left-handers, and he just didn't execute. So now you turn the page. You have to do it pretty quickly, and you take on Tyler Chatwood. He struggled for the Chicago Cubs, but he certainly didn't struggle against the Phillies last year.
No, he didn't. He had a very good curveball against the Phillies last season, able to keep especially the righties off balance. He's a guy that you have to make him throw strikes. First and foremost, you have to keep him in the strike zone because if given the opportunity, he will put you on. But the curveball can be very good for him. I'm sure he's really happy to be out of Colorado where he has even more break on his off-speed pitches. But the Phillies do have their work cut out for them. If they want to win this series, they're going to have to do it and beat Tyler Chatwood.
Talked to Gabe Kapler today for a little bit about Tyler Chatwood and what they're going to do. He said we obviously have to be patient because he has 49 walks this year. That's 10 more than number 2 in Major League Baseball. And like Quintana last night, and it didn't matter, his numbers here at home have not been very good. 5.33. It's kind of like his numbers in Colorado last year at Coors Field. All right, so the Phils try to wrap it up on a positive note here this afternoon. It'll be Nick Pivetta on the mound making his 13th start. Tyler Chatwood making his 12th start for the Cubs. Nick Williams is not in the lineup today, but he certainly has had an impact off the bench for the Phillies this year, and now getting an opportunity to get some more ABs. He nicked up his wrist in last night's game. Today he sits down with Greg Murphy when we return. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, America's best internet provider, according to speedtest.net. By Toyota. The Toyota Camry, Highlander, and RAV4 have something for everybody. Toyota, let's go places. By Citizens Bank, official bank of the Phils. Visit citizensbank.com. And by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Learn more at IVX.com. against the Cubs. The fans for Chicago are still buzzing after last night's victory in Jason Hayward's grand slam. Hayward is not in the lineup today for the Cubs, and Nick Williams is not in the lineup as well. Nick Williams yesterday ran into the wall and went through the ivy. He did try to get himself into the batting cage today, swung the bat well, and also threw well, but Gabe Kapler decided to give him at least one day before tomorrow's series begins against the Brewers. Let's take a look at Nick's numbers for his career. 136 games in the big leagues. Now, this is essentially a full season. Not too shabby, though. 271 with 19 home runs and 72 RBIs. He was the best pinch hitter the Phillies had, but now is playing more because of the injury to Rhys Hoskins, and Greg Murphy sat down with the Phillies outfielder.
Well, Nick Williams got things started off the right way in Chicago. The two-run home run in game number 1 really kick-started this offense. Obviously, when you get to a new city, you want to start off on the right foot. You certainly did that.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it was also awesome playing in a stadium that I've never played in before, and just knowing a little bit of the history behind it, and seeing it's one of the older stadiums still left in the game.
When you come out to the field for the first time in a place like this, do you still get those goosebumps that that maybe say, wow, a lot has happened here?
Absolutely, you know, especially the winning World Series and things like that. But yeah, I mean, I played at San Fran and I've yet to play at Boston, and it's just, for me, it's just cool knowing that they still have some of these stadiums that are still standing and being played on.
Let's talk a little bit about this road trip, Nick, because you're getting regular playing time, which I'm sure is part of it. But you've been really productive on this trip. You obviously feel very comfortable right now from an offensive standpoint. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better.
Talk a little bit about why you think that is. Is it simply because you're getting more reps, you're getting more regular time?
I think so. You know, the game is about adjustments and things like that, and I think just getting a few more opportunities is helping me, just advance a little bit faster, and learning myself as a hitter.
It's funny because we feel like you've been around a while, but obviously still a very young player in the big leagues. And I wonder, have you gotten to that point now where you say to yourself, I'm totally comfortable. The game has slowed down. You hear that, from different players, or are you still adjusting to big league ball, even though it's been a while?
I don't think at any level that I've played at in my career I've said I'm comfortable, because slumps come out of, well, I don't want to call them slumps, just hits, balls not falling.
Right, okay.
Come at different times. So I think no matter what level you're at, the game is always asking for adjustments. And I would say I never get comfortable or really satisfied. I'm always trying to, I don't want to say do more, just to advance my game.
How about this team? Because, coming into the season around the league, probably expectations were much lower around the league than they were inside this clubhouse. Talk a little bit about what you guys have been able to do to, obviously be above 500, play some good baseball, and raise those expectations at this point as we're in the middle of June.
Spring training, when we were just getting things together, we were expecting to do well, do good, and as the season started and a lot of close games and a lot of wins from good teams, we knew we were going to be good, but you start to realize we could compete with the best. We have a chance to do really good things this year, and we have high expectations for ourselves. I don't want to say really pay attention to the outside noise or too much of the outside world thinking or believing what they do. So, us as a team and our coaching staff, we believe very high of one another, and we expect to do really good things.
You guys are winning, obviously, more than losing, but I would say that at this point, it hasn't even all come together yet. I mean, in terms of the offense, the defense, it hasn't all been 100%. What's it going to be like when this team really starts to click?
It's going to be terrific. It's going to be amazing. I think it'd be like LeBron James, They're always talking about the Phillies, the youth, the new movement. And, you're going to get that with a young team. We have some really good veterans, really great veterans on our team. And, as a young team, with that being said is, they say the best coach at sometimes is yourself. So, we have some guys who are, still learning. I say myself, I'm still learning each and every day. And, sometimes you start a little slow, but as you see that we still compete, and we're not even all hot yet, or necessarily. So I think as the year goes on, we're gonna get a lot better.
You know, you're working with a new hitting coach this year, in John Maley, so you have to. There's an adjustment period whenever you're working with a new guy. I know you worked with Matt Stairs last year, with John this year. What has been the biggest takeaway so far from John as you go through this season?
I don't swing at many balls. But
good advice.
Yeah, but you know, it's kind of I didn't know much about Wells. I really don't know anything about any new coach that I usually get. You know, and like I said, I was a little nervous because you know, with Stairsy, he changed my batting stance a little bit last year in spring training, and with that being said, is coming into a new coach, like that's 2 new coaches in 2 years. So I was a little I was nervous, just
a little uncertainty there.
Yeah,
sure.
And you know, Stairsy was a great hitting coach, and with Mels is a really good hitting coach as well, and he makes I don't know, he makes everything I think is gonna be so hard simple. Like, I always think the things like the test he feels for me is gonna be very challenging, but it works every time. So he really knows hitting. I mean, as you see, he came from the Cubs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know,
They had
so
success there, right?
yeah, that's already your resume is already set right there. So yeah, working with him is great. You know, and he simplifies it, and we get on base a lot. So you know, and that goes a lot with winning ball games. You know, so. It's been great so far, Rick Mills.
It certainly has. It's been good so far. This offense is continuing to improve, as you said, and it's only going to get better from here. Nick, we always appreciate your time. Continued success on this road trip, and as we head back home to Philadelphia.
Sounds good.
Guys?
Well, you do hope it keeps getting better as the weather gets warmer. It is the final game of this 3-game series. We'll be back with more after this. at some point today, because that guy's got a couple of signs. That's the first part of the sign. The Hawk will never die. That's right. And then later on, it took a lot of work. He wants his minute with Murph.
Who doesn't?
That's right. So we'll find where that fella is. We'll send Murph out to do his minute with Murph with him. Beautiful day here in Chicago.
Gorgeous.
After a really tough loss last night for the Phillies, they look to bounce back, and the hope is they'll bounce back and finish 4-6 on this road trip. Would 5-5 have been better? It sure would have. There were a lot of discussions earlier today in the clubhouse. Gabe Kapler met with a couple of different players, including Michael Franco, who is not in the starting lineup for today. J.P. Crawford is in, so we'll talk about that a little bit and what the plan is moving forward. The sun is shining brightly. There's some thunderstorms in the area, but that's for later on this evening. We should be able to get baseball through the entire day without any issues. Phillies are 2.5 games out in the National League East. The Cubs, meanwhile, have moved to within a game of the Milwaukee Brewers, thanks to last night's walk-off. Hayward's walk-off, the last walk-off grand slam when the Cubs were trailing in the 9th inning, or in their last at bat, Ron Santo. Now, the last one that they had a grand slam in a walk-off variety was Alfonso Soriano. But Ron Santo when they were trailing, just like last night. Let's take a look at the Phillies lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, America's best internet provider, according to speedtest.net. All right, so you see the number 8 spot where J.P. Crawford is. J.P.'s going to get some time over at third base. At least it looks that way, according to Gabe Kapler. As they try to tighten up their defense, they are happy with Scott Kingery at shortstop, and they think that he is sort of trending upward right now in his ability. They'll face Tyler Chatwood. Chatwood, who was one of the big free agent signings by the Cubs this past offseason. Look at the number of hits and the walks. The Phillies, as Gabe said today, need to be patient this afternoon against Tyler Chatwood.
Yeah, almost a walk per inning. He'll sit about 93. Good off-speed stuff. Very good numbers against the Phillies. Career with 3-2 with a 3.27, but patience is a virtue. T-Mac, did you ever hear that before?
I have heard that before. I haven't heard it in about 20 years, but yeah, I've heard it. There is Gabe. Said today that clubhouse is ready to go. Now let's hope they are. It's been a rough road trip. I mean, offensively they've struggled. Their bullpen has struggled as well. The starters have been okay. They just haven't gone as deep into games as they had been in previous weeks. But again, they're only 2.5 games out in the National League East. That's the big point in the story. Could they have caught the Braves and the Nationals? Yeah, they could have. But they're still within reach, and hopefully they can get themselves rolling. I should say the Nationals. Hallway cam has been we put a test out today to see. We put $1 down to see if anybody would pick it up. It took 14 seconds after it hit the ground. And that gentleman looked around saying, whose dollar is this? Just so everybody knows, we're $3 short and we're trending. We're losing money. We're losing money in this this venture. All right, here we go. Cesar to lead things off. Cesar, 260 on the year with 7 home runs and 21 runs batted in. Feel bad for Brian, our stage manager, Brian Schnorr. He's down some dollars. So's Fransky. He gave me the $1 for the first one. Here we go. Cesar 1 for 7 with a run scored. The first pitch, he shows bunt, punts it foul. We're underway. And it's no balls and 1 strike. Chatwood's 49 walks are tops in all of Major League Baseball. The next guy is 10 below him with 39. Lucas Giolito from the White Sox is second. As Ben said, he's averaging nearly a walk per inning. And his whip is over 1.7, which is also tops in Major League Baseball. The lowest percentage of strikes in the National League, 54.7. And it's 1-2. It's partly why you probably wanted Cesar to take that first pitch instead of try to bunt it. But probably thought there was a chance for him to get on base. 1-2 pitch and a strike 3 call. So one away here in the top of the first. That is one awkward delivery, huh?
It's not how you teach it.
He finishes well, though.
But it's effective. Some paint right there.
Here's Odubel. Odubel is 3 for 9 in the series with a run scored. Overall hitting .306 with 7 home runs and 32 runs batted in. And he hits one back toward the middle off the glove of Chatwood. He picks it up and fires right past Rizzo into the dugout. And Odubel's going to go to second base. So it'll be a hit and an error. Murphy okay down there?
Doing just fine.
All right.
Trying to get this ball to the young man.
How close was it to you, buddy?
To my left. To my left. We're okay.
Okay. It sounds like your heart's beating a little bit.
Here, you can watch it for yourself.
Rizzo.
That's basically where Murph is.
Not the best effort there by Rizzo, huh?
No. First error of the year for Chatwood. And Kingery takes low. 1 ball, no strikes. Scott hitting .212 with 2 home runs and 14 runs batted in. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. Scott is 1 for 8 in this series with a run scored.
Always nice to jump out to an early lead. Put one on the board here.
It sounds odd, but I would also think after what happened last night, just to kind of get a fresh start.
Yeah.
Such a difficult loss to swallow. Santana's on deck. 3-0 to Kingery. On the inside corner, 3-1. Chatwood's got good stuff, and with his motion, there's some deception that the Phillies talked about in his last outing when he went 7 innings against them and allowed just 1 hit, walked 4, struck out 8. That was May 24th of last season. Three and 2. He has a plus curveball. Two-seamer, four-seamer, predominantly 60% of the time. And the curveball, he's only thrown 8% of the time. I'm surprised by that.
Yeah.
Three balls and 2 strikes with a runner at second base. Swing and a miss. 2 strikeouts. That may have been ball 4.
I think it was definitely ball 4. Pitch at 94 had a lot of cut to it.
PJ Wheelahands. Oh yeah. Down in the zone.
See that cutter grip.
And now Carlos Santana. Santana is 2 for 7 in the series. He does have a .300 batting average on the road trip. Phillies last night struck out 16 times. It's the 5th time this year they have a game where they have 15 strikeouts or more. One ball and no strikes to Santana. And Chatwood misses in the same spot. If you're wondering about pitches per inning, he's also among the leaders in that category. He's averaging over 18 pitches per inning. Three and 0.
It can't be fun to play behind if you're playing defense behind Tyler Chatwood.
Three and 1. They wonder also, I mean, you would know this better, if the catcher, Jimenez, if he also feels, all right, I got to get him in the strike zone. Do you feel that responsibility?
You do. Because you take it personally. I mean, obviously you're there to help your guy out. You work as a team.
Bouncer foul, and it's 3 and 2.
Honestly, when he's not doing well, you don't feel like you're doing well. I felt, honestly, if I had a guy out there that was, getting lit up at times, I would take it personally. I would feel like that's my responsibility as well. I know I'm not the one making the pitch, but I'm the one making the suggestions.
Well, he's thrown 17 here in the first. The Phils with a runner in scoring position. They had 2 outs. The count 3 balls and 2 strikes to Santana. And just off the outside corner, ball 4. That's basically where the first 2 pitches were. Here comes Aaron Altair. He provides us with our giant home run replay from yesterday. This was a big one.
First pitch, hanging slider there by Cishek. That tied it up. When the Phillies really had no offense at the time, they just had the 2 hits by Odubel Herrera. That was a big one. Cishek in disbelief. That is your home run replay brought to you by Giant.
Cishek had allowed a 121 batting average to get to right-handers before that home run. And actually, after that, he was fine. As Altair takes outside.
I see that ball was retrieved out of the basket in center field.
It was. It was gone by the time we arrived this morning. Chatwood last year led the National League in losses with the Colorado Rockies. I think the thought was, after he signed his 3-year $38 million deal with the Cubs, that maybe getting away from Coors Field wouldn't be a bad thing, where his numbers were lofty. Well, strangely, his numbers are lofty this year here at Wrigley Field.
Well, that's going to happen if you walk people here. Bottom line.
Three straight 2-ball, no strike counts for Chatwood. That got Aaron Altair's hand, so that'll load up the bases. Chatwood peeks into the dugout. It did sound like it hit something. And Jim Hickey is coming out. Nope, Jim Hickey's not coming out. The Cubs will take a peek at it.
I don't know if this hits his elbow guard.
No, it is hand.
No, it's right off his knuckle.
Jerry Lane's taking a peek at it. Now Jim Hickey's coming out. They're not going to look at it because they had the same view, which was an awesome view on the replay with the slow-mo. All right, so bases are loaded. Aaron doesn't seem any worse for wear.
No.
Our Geico quote of the day comes from Joe Madden. He said, Joe Namath's prediction. Joe guaranteed the win before the game. The ball was on our own 45. No timeouts left. Trips right, Hail Mary, and we got the touchdown. It's all appropriate. Joe Willie was here to witness that game. It's kind of funny. In case you missed yesterday, Joe Namath was here visiting with Joe Madden as part of the foundation for both of them. The Namath Foundation did a fundraiser, and there were folks here that were part of that fundraiser. MLB Network taped everything, the conversation, so it'll be a pretty interesting feature. Dylan Cousins waves at the first pitch, and it's 0-1.
There's that good hook there by Chatwood. Sometimes off-speed pitch will get you back in the right arm slot.
First curveball of the day. And a fastball 0-2. Last night, Dylan Cousins made his own personal history.
Yeah, how he was able to elevate this pitch is beyond me. Pitch down and away. Whew.
At that point, it was 5-3 Phillies. 0-2 to Cousins. And just a bit high. Trying to check his swing. He went around, and the inning is over. 3 strikeouts of the inning to go along with a single, a walk, and a hit batter. We'll go to the bottom of the first. It's the Phillies nothing and the Cubs coming up. Speedtest.net. So some changes for the Cubs. They move Almora to the leadoff spot. Tommy La Stella starts at second base. Javier Baez, though, continues to lead the National League in RBIs. His teammate Anthony Rizzo is number 7 in the National League. And they will face Nick Pivetta. Nick is on a nice run. Now, his last outing was short, but he has pitched well for the Phillies. 70 strikeouts in 62 innings of work.
I'd like to see Nick get back in the saddle here. Road numbers have not been kind to Nick. 1-2 with a 6 ERA. Predominantly fastball, curveball. We'll mix in a slider and change from time to time.
So it'll be Almora, Tommy La Stella, and Chris Bryant. Almora 1 for 7 in this series, hitting .310 with 2 home runs and 15 runs batted in. And he swings at the first pitch out to shallow center field. Odubel is there. He can't see it and makes the catch and drops it. And Almora is going to get to second base. He had it in his glove, and as he fell to the ground, it rolled out. And the Cubs have a runner in scoring position here in the bottom of the first.
I think the fall is what caused the ball to come out.
I think it might be. The ball hit the heel of his glove. Yeah, I don't think he saw it. Well, he obviously didn't see it by his reaction right there. Yeah, I don't think he even saw it when it was coming down. It has been scored a double. And now Tommy La Stella will take low. 1 ball, no strikes. LaStella 0 for 2 in the series, 2 pinch hitting appearances, hitting .324. And it's 2-0. One of the factors in yesterday's game, beyond the grand slam, the Phillies didn't play well defensively. And that, you know, what happened with Odubel, that happens. But it's just a part of what's been the storyline the last couple games, and you know, on a handful of games in this road trip. It's a very gentle breeze. I think that was all about the sun and the lack of cloud cover. On the inside corner, 2-2. The slider, 86 miles an hour. Almost looked like a cutter. Back to the middle. Pavetta's got it. Looks the runner at second. And one away. Oh, catcher's interference is what's been called. So LaStella's going to first. Got to say, the ball was hit really hard for catcher's interference.
It was. That's funny because we typically will hear that through our field mic.
Yeah, he did nick it. I don't think the home plate umpire even saw it. Boy, that was weird.
Well, Stella said it right away. It's not the ideal way you want to start a baseball game defensively.
No. So E2, catcher's interference, no time at bat. And Chris Bryant is the hitter. Bryant 3 for 7 with 2 runs scored in the series. And a breaking ball. That error, by the way, is the 10th by the Phillies catchers, which is the most in all of Major League Baseball. It's unfortunate, as good as Jorge's been throwing guys out, and he has been really good. He has 5 and Andrew has 5. Inside, 1-1. I think the shame of that is that it didn't look like Nick Marley saw it, and it wasn't until LaStella said something that he made the call.
Yeah.
I don't think it's always easy to see it. Like, that was not easy to see.
Easier to hear than to see.
Yeah. But Andrew didn't say anything, so. Ooh, good pitch. Almost got him to bite on it. 2-2. Anthony Rizzo on deck. Time now for our Nissan upgrade to the technology of tomorrow today. And the Cubs, since the start of the 15 season, 326 wins. Joe Madden took over, and they felt like they needed to make a change from Rick Renteria, who's now with the Sox. And a strike 3 called on the outside corner. Bryant doesn't think so. And one out here in the first.
Wow.
Pretty close pitch to argue about.
I think Marley let him get away with quite a bit.
Watch it according to P.J. Wheelan's pitch catch, right on the line.
Perfect pitch.
And now Rizzo. That's a nice job by Pivetta to kind of compose himself.
Yeah.
25-year-old. Rizzo is tied for 7th in the National League in runs batted in. He has 17 RBIs in his last 18 games. A little correlation to their success and his numbers. One ball and 1 strike, 96 on that fastball.
And Nick just flat out threw that one by him.
Almora at second base. Lestella's at first. Bouncer foul over the head of Will Venable. 1-2.
Every time he steps in the box, I get more and more amazed how close he stands to the plate. Like it's unbelievable. And then when he goes in this 2-strike approach, watch how much he chokes up on the bat. I mean, it's like he's got, I don't know, 1.5 feet of barrel to work with. Look at that. But he stands so close. It marvels me.
Well, he does do this during batting practice. Because some people always say, well, if you're not used to choking up, can you do it during the game?
Right.
Because it is a different feel. You've got less of the bat to work with. But he does it in batting practice and does this approach just to kind of get his swing down. There's only a few guys that do it. Joey Votto's the other one that does it.
But his ability to keep pitches that are on the inside part of the plate fair, how he can keep them fair is. Take a look at Chili Davis. That man could hit a fastball. Oh. But his ability to keep those pitches fair, it blows my mind.
And a foul ball, and it remains 2-2.
For a guy that's been hit 106 times in his career, he doesn't wear any protection.
Yeah, 93 times since 2014, which is the most in Major League Baseball. Popped him up. Kingery doesn't see it. Now he does. And he makes the catch. Infield fly rule was called. Thankfully, he looked at J.P. Crawford at one point because he did not see it as it was ascending. He did pick it up when it was descending. So pop up to shortstop, 2 outs. And here's Baez.
Murph, that sun's pretty tough down there, huh?
Yeah, obviously it's right in those fielders' eyes. Right before Scott Kingery went out on the field today, he kind of got up on the steps, looked back at the sun, and said, "Oh man, that's going to be trouble today." Well, he was right.
Yeah, saw it right out of the gates with Odubel, who fought it the whole time before it hit off his glove. Baez has struck out a couple times in this series. He's the National League leader in RBIs. And he hits that one down the left field line. Cousins will give it a look. It's going to go foul. And it's 0-1. Today's game is also available in Spanish. Just use the SAP button on your television or change the language on the menu on your cable box.
Baez, he truly just goes up there with one thing on his mind.
Yeah, so now you're ahead. You can really fool with him. I mean, would you just try to throw some breaking stuff at him now?
Well, the thing is, the worst thing you can do as a pitcher is try and make a pitch better, because he's going to swing. That's the bottom line. So if you try and make something so nasty, sometimes that's when you make your worst pitches.
Ground ball to third base. J.P. Crawford with his first opportunity of the day. And the inning is over. So Pivetta works around the defense as the Cubs leave a couple here in the bottom of the first. We are moving to the second. Friday, June 29th and Saturday, June 30th. That's when the Phillies take on the Nationals. Stay after the game for the best fireworks show in the city. Go to Phillies.com to get your tickets now. Top of the second. And then each team had a chance to score some runs in their half of the first. Andrew Knapp leaded off. Andrew is making his first appearance in this series.
You got to tip your cap to Nick Pivetta right there. On big time.
Yep. You know, I know we keep saying, well, last year he would have done this, or last year he would have done that. You know, you never know as a young pitcher how he would have responded last year. But this year, got right back on the mound and just started firing fastballs. 0-2.
But to go through 3, 4, 5 like that with traffic out there. He really picked his teammates up right there.
Knapp fights it off into center field. That'll be in for a base hit. Good boy, Andrew. The first hit of the afternoon will bring J.P. Crawford to the plate. Let's check in with Greg Murphy. Murph.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. Well, as you guys have been talking about, it has been a struggle so far this season for Tyler Chatwood. He has really struggled with his command, and over his last 3 starts, he has really been scuffling. If his last start was against the Mets on Friday, but if you go to the 2 starts previous, he didn't get out of the 3rd inning in either of those. He walked 11 in 5 1/3 innings. So it prompted the coaching staff, it prompted Joe Madden to say, hey, you know what? We think maybe you should stop with the windup and simplify your delivery and just pitch from the stretch, which is what we are seeing here tonight. He went out against the Mets in his last game, and he did get into the 6th inning in that game, did pitch much better. But one one note in that game, you see how Tyler Chatwood wears his socks. He's one of the high sock kind of guys. Well, before the game on Friday against the Mets, the entire Cubs team decided to wear their pants and their socks just like Chatwood, is kind of a show of solidarity to show them that they're behind him and that they were hoping that he would pitch well that night, and he did. He pitched well. It was one of his better outings. So you'll see him pitching from the stretch today. No windup for Tyler Chatwood as well.
Yeah, 8.2 walks per 9 innings. That is incredible. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Now, the last outing, the first 2 innings against the Mets, he went from the windup. And it was the 3rd inning that he just said, all right, well, I'm just going to do it. And, you know, sometimes if you simplify it, that is the way to go. Now, he's been somewhat ineffective today.
That's what Steven Strasburg did. He's everything out of the stretch.
Opposite way for JP. That'll drop for a base hit. Yeah, the Phillies have first and second with nobody out.
Now that's a fine piece of hitting.
Sure is.
Try and pull that pitch. Nothing good is going to come about.
And here's Pivetta.
That's where this pitch is. And that's rollover city if you try and pull it. Nice job there by JP.
Pivetta, the Cubs think he's going to bunt. Rizzo is halfway between first and home. And he chops it back to the mound. They go to second for 1. And over to first. Listella stays on the bag. Jose Flores, I should say, is saying that he's off the bag. Pivetta said it too. Jerry Lane didn't get it in the same position Marley did last night. That's a tough one for the umpire to see where they're standing.
We'll take a look.
He may not even be on the bag there, like if he's in front of it. It might be tough to see where his foot is. Phillies are not going to review it. See there, I guess.
Yeah, I think
he's on the bag
yeah.
there, unless he's in front of it. Well, it is a 1-6-4 double play. And here's Cesar with a runner at third. Cesar went down looking his first time up.
You'll be on your toes if you're Andrew Knapp right here. Chatwood already with 2 wild pitches, but he got 40 in his career. 40.
Ball 4. A walk puts runners on first and third. Second walk issued. Are you streaming your Phils yet? If not, why not? Download the NBC Sports app on all of your devices and stay connected to your favorite baseball team when you're on the go.
I would have a tough time being a manager, T-Mac.
Why is that, Ben?
My guy walks someone every inning. I'd lose it. I would absolutely lose it. And it's frustrating from a catcher standpoint too, because you know your guy's going to walk somebody, and you're just asking for it. Yeah, but you tried different pitches. We saw him. We threw that first pitch curveball to Dylan Cousins after Hickey went out and talked to him.
So why wouldn't he do that here?
You might see it, just to try and get him back in the arm slot. But especially doing it at a ballpark like this.
1 ball, no strikes to Odubel. And he takes a strike, 1-1.
I mean, you can see the stuff is there.
No question. Phillies have one of their best hitters up with a runner in scoring position and 2 men down. A .444 average with 10 RBIs. Bouncer over to first, and Rizzo will take it to the bag. And the Phillies leave a couple. They've left 5 in the first couple of innings, but they are getting base runners against Tyler Chatwood onto the bottom of the second in a scoreless game. '93 championship. It's your chance to come to the game and enhance your experience with the MLB Ballpark app. It gives you access to not only your tickets before you get there, but you can also get exclusive content and much more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today. At Citizens Bank Park, for instance, you can find where certain foods are being sold, or an idea of, let's say, if you haven't been there this year and you heard us talk about the Yard, where's the Yard? Well, you can find it on your Ballpark app with the mapping. You can also take a look if you're hungry, looking for some barbecue. You know where Bulls is now. It's not right field. It's over in left field. Well, round number 2. Looked around. Brian Schnorr's down $2. Our stage manager.
They're not on to us yet.
Well, Scott, Kevin, and Bill Carambellis in the radio booth, they've come up with a different tactic. I don't know if it's worked yet, though. But they've come up with a different tactic with the dollars. Here's Kyle Schwarber, who is 1 for 5 with a couple of walks in this series. 1 ball and 1 strike. Schwarber was the one who doused Jason Hayward last night during his post-game interview with the Gatorade. He had a pretty interesting quote. You know, we see how Hayward struggled so much this year, and he has, although his numbers are better recently. Schwarber said after the game, he said, special moments find special people, and that is what that one was. Swing and a miss. Second strikeout for Pivetta. I think that tells you what the Cubs locker room clubhouse thinks of Jason Hayward.
Yeah. Walk-off grand slam, you can't find yourself in the lineup the next day. It's a tough league.
Tough league. Part of that 2016 World Series championship, and folks have talked about him being the vocal leader. The pitch misses and off the glove of Knapp. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. Ian Happ walked as a pinch hitter. Fights it off foul. Ball, 1 strike. Good pitch, 1-2.
Now that one, I'm not sure if that was a curveball or slider.
I think that was a slider.
You do?
Yeah, it just looked like it had more cut to it.
But he throws. Said 83, but he'll throw his curveball 81 sometimes.
Right.
You know, I guess it was a slider.
And the 1-2 pitch to Happ. Lays off 2-2. Jimenez on deck. Aaron Nola last night went 6 innings. On the outside corner, strike 3 called. 3 strikeouts for Pivetta. And Happ has a word for the home plate umpire, who, by the way, has been right with his pitch call. That one was right on the line.
Not where Andrew was set up, but a strike nonetheless.
To left field. Cousins started in, goes back, reaches up, makes the catch. Now the inning is over. Oh, to be athletic. A 1-2-3 second. We're on to the third. Log on to Phillies.com. Go to the fans section for all the information.
Ernie Banks.
And please submit your answer on the subject line. What 2 pitchers are tied for the most 10 strikeout games by a Cubs left-hander since 1913? What 2 pitchers?
So they don't have to be left-handed.
No, they're left-handers. What 2 left-handed pitchers? What part of left-handed didn't you get?
Well, I meant It says what two pitchers. It doesn't say what two left-handed pitchers.
By a Cubs left-handed pitcher.
Well, that means they could have tied a left-handed pitcher.
Okay, we go to the top of the third in a scoreless ball game. By the way, with good news, that's Steve, the chef from the lunchroom. How about this? Attaboy, Steve. Not only did he make a great pulled chicken today, barbecue pulled chicken, and tater tots for Ben.
Mm-hmm.
Very conscientious. Kingery struck out his first time to the plate. Bouncing ball out to third. And one away. And here comes Carlos Santana. Santana walked his first time up. And a first pitch at the knees, a curveball. Now the Cubs will flip-flop their defenders on the right side. Listella goes toward the middle, and Baez goes into the hole at second base. The last time Listella started, he started at third base, and Baez started at second base, and they flip-flopped several times in the middle of games, kind of like what Gabe did during spring training with the outfielders. This we see often when the shift is. And Santana strikes out. That is the fourth strikeout for Chatwood. 2 outs. And Aaron Altair is coming up. Aaron hit by a pitch his first time up, and that loaded up the bases for Dillon. Feels like the wind is shifting a little bit, doesn't it?
It does.
Oh yeah, it is. Got a little more of a pace to it. Come on, ladies, it's not that bad.
She wants some offense.
Foul ball, 2-2.
Good swing.
By the way, this is starting from the stretch for Chatwood, but he's got a motion going.
He does. And that's a good one to hit. Man alive. Yeah, he got a little jab step there with his left foot and then up.
Everything about it, though, is from the stretch, from the beginning. He's pausing for so long.
He's getting the bad thoughts out, Tom.
I don't know if he's getting all of them out. Whoa.
He hit him again.
It's ball 4.
That didn't hit him?
I don't think it hit him. The ball keeps on rolling up the left field line. And Altair is aboard with 2 outs.
Thought it grazed his shoulder.
Three walks now.
And a hit batter.
And a hit batter.
And we're in the 3rd.
Cousins struck out his first time up. And he starts him off with a slider, or curve, I guess, and it's 0-1. He got the fastball he wanted. He does have 7 swings and misses in the first 3 innings of this ball game. He's got to get something soft here, doesn't he?
We're climbing the ladder.
No, he got a fastball. 96. Cousins strikes out, and the Phillies leave a base runner here in the 3rd. No runs, no hits, 1 man left. 5 strikeouts for Chatwood through 3. We're heading to the bottom of the 3rd. You buy the Pennsylvania Lottery's new scratch-off $300,000 nest egg. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly and buy your local Ford store. Check out every new Ford car, truck, and SUV crossover at buyfordnow.com today. Beautiful day to be at the ballpark. Hope everybody's enjoying themselves back home. Phillies will be back home tomorrow night to begin a series, a very tough series against the Milwaukee Brewers. Brewers lead the Central by a game.
They landed in Philly last night.
Oh, did they?
They did.
Probably tearing up some golf courses today.
Probably.
Here's Chatwood. Chatwood hitting .214. 3 hits and 14 at bats. He can handle the bat a little bit. His career high for a season in RBIs was 7 back several years ago. Oh, 1-2 with the curveball. Brewers, by the way, offensively, they've scored 16 runs in their last 7 games. So they've cooled off a little bit. Part of the reason why the Cubs have been able to pull within 1. Pretty much much a revamped offense for the Brewers. Chatwood fouls the fastball.
That addition of Yelich, I always thought he was going to be a perennial all-star. Such a good player.
Well, their whole outfield, not their whole outfield, but 2/3 of their outfield is totally different.
Yeah.
Chatwood thought it was strike 3. Well, why don't you just go ahead out? Lorenzo Cain hitting .282 with 11 stolen bases. When you just don't feel like you got it today at the plate, gets it over to first, and Carlos Santana will take it to the bag. By the way, we are closing in on the 2018 Phillies Festival. So come join the Phils Ball Club, the coaches, the front office at Citizens Bank Park for the annual Phillies Festival on Thursday, June 21st at 4 p.m. It benefits the ALS Association Greater Philadelphia chapter. Admission tickets are $30, and that includes 2 autographed booth tickets. Tickets are on sale now at Phillies.com. It's also a silent auction featuring a lot of the things from the '93 team. Almora takes strike 1. Every roll's a winner, which is very popular. Will be going on. A lot of the extra giveaway items will be handed out during every roll's a winner. Some autograph items too, if you're lucky enough. You might want to go to Phillies assistant general manager Scott Profrock's table if you're in a hurry, because the numbers pop out quickly. Good pitch. And Almora's down on strikes. 4 strikeouts for Pivetta, who's now retired 8 straight hitters.
Good curveball there. You can see the depth that that pitch has. Throws it so hard.
Tommy La Stella reached on a catcher's interference his first time.
Make a living right there. Not a whole lot to that stance, is there, T-Mac?
No. One ball, 2 strikes. Little tapper right side. Cesar late to get going. Gets the throw over to first base in time. Got another 1-2-3 in it for Pivetta. He's now retired 9 consecutive hitters. We played 3. We'll go to the 4th. Andrew Knapp to lead it off in a scoreless game. appreciation for all military by sharing a photo or video with hashtag #HatsOffForHeroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans. Bright sunshiny afternoon. It's our last day here in Chicago. This road trip has taken us to San Francisco, Los Angeles. Well, might as well do it in order. Los Angeles, San Francisco, and then Chicago. That guy's celebrating his 40th birthday. Phillies fans getting a chance to maybe see the ballpark for the first time. Some of them are.
Yeah, 3 great ballparks on this road trip.
And we begin the 4th, and here's Andrew Knapp. Knapp single to left center his first time up. Bouncer foul, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Told that story last year with Andrew and his father. His dad Mike played minor league baseball before heading back home. 1-1 is fouled away. He played for Joe Madden, and Joe has a recollection of Mike and what kind of a player he was. That's how long Joe's been around. He was a minor league manager when Mike was in the farm system. Saw Mike and his wife in San Francisco. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Andrew. Swing and a miss. 6 strikeouts for Chatwood. And one away here in the 4th. Not where the catcher wanted it.
No, just a fastball away, ball off the plate.
And J.P. Crawford. J.P. single to left field. Mentioned that JP's going to get some time over at third base. Gabe met with Maikel Franco today and let him know what his plan is. They'd like to see Scott Kingery more at shortstop. So that means if JP's going to play, he'll play a little short, but he's also going to play a lot of third base too. And Gabe said, you know, we're trying to tighten up our defense, get a little quicker. Three balls and no strikes. There's Mike Kell. He was in Gabe's office for a while. Three balls and 2 strikes. I think what our eyes told us last year watching JP is that he was an excellent defensive third baseman.
Yeah.
At shortstop this year, he's just had a little bit of trouble with throws and certain plays. And not that he can't be a plus shortstop, because he was deemed that in the minor leagues. But he certainly has played well over a third.
Looks very comfortable over there.
Pops that one back just in front of us. And out of play. Somebody get it?
Yeah. Javi Baez got it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Sitting next to Ryan Sandberg.
Saw Rhino the last couple of days.
Yeah.
He's doing some post-game radio, visiting with some clients. He's not here at the ballpark today. They're welcoming some more grandchildren into town. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. And hit out to second base. The Stella is up with it. 2 away. Monday, June 18th, the Phillies will begin a 3-game series with the St. Louis Cardinals. In fact, Monday is a Game of Thrones night. It's a theme night ticket. And fans who purchase the theme night ticket get the Fanatic Game of Thrones figurine. 7:05 on Tuesday and then 1:05 on Wednesday. Tickets can be purchased at Phillies.com. And now Pivetta. 1 ball and no strikes to Nick, who hit into a double play. Central is tight except for the Reds. They're playing a little bit better, but already 20 games under 500.
How about Scooter Gennett, though? I mean,
great year. Yep.
Goodness.
Down and away, 2-1. Gonna go somewhere, I would think, before the trade deadline.
He's looking at a large payday.
He's somewhat versatile too. I mean, he's playing second base, but you know, he can play other positions on the infield. As Chatwood's already at 70 pitches here in the 4th. Oh, that is like the Altair 3-ball pitch. Pivetta doesn't know what he's supposed to do. It's ball 4.
Say a prayer of gratitude. That one didn't get him.
It's 4 walks.
Whew.
How can he be that wild and still have 6 strikeouts?
Because of that stuff.
I mean, that's the second 3-ball pitch that he threw over the head of the hitter.
This is between the ears.
Inside to Cesar, and it's 1-0.
Because he's got way too good of stuff to do that.
No, he does. Cubs thought so. 3 years, $38 million. Ball, 1 strike.
And he goes and pulls that one out.
Yep.
You know, and hitting a guy like this is not easy. You're thinking, because you're up there, he kind of lull you to sleep in the fact that I'm probably not going to get a good pitch here. I'm probably not going to get a strike. And next, you know, it's 1-2. The next at bat, he might walk you on 4 pitches. So it's a very uneasy at bat.
Ground ball to second base. The Phillies are retired here in the 4th. They've left 7 base runners through the first 4 innings. We move on to the bottom of the 4th inning. Chris Bryant to lead it off for the Cubs. by your local Chevrolet dealers. And by Jefferson Health. Call 800-JEF now or visit jeffersonhealth.org. If you've not been to Wrigley Field in some time, it might be time to head back because there's a lot that's changing. That looks like old Wrigley, Wrigleyville. But there are a lot of new buildings that are popping up, including hotels. There's one that's just adjacent to the third base side. Now here's more of the outside. There's that grassy area that we told you about last year where folks can come and hang out before the ball game, after the game. In the 20 years or so since I started coming here, it is remarkable how different the Ricketts family has made the outside. And even inside, they've changed the concourse. They've cleaned it up. They've leveled it out. It used to be sort of up and down, kind of like Fenway. But they've made some changes even there, too. But it still looks like you can go back to the early 1900s when you look at the playing field in some ways. With the red brick.
Right smack dab in the middle of the neighborhood.
Yeah. Oh, and one to Bryant. Chris Bryant struck out his first time up. How about his on-base percentage? .402. Out of the way, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Now on base, 402. His OPS, 918.
It was a little higher earlier this year,
yeah,
too. Popped it up near shortstop. Kingery comes running in, and he puts it away for out number 1. That's 10 in a row retired by Pivetta. To see the evolution of a pitcher, just go back and watch Pivetta over the last 2 years. I mean, he has turned into a fine right-handed pitcher and a great find for the organization. Rizzo tried to check. Did he go? How did he not go? 1 ball, no strikes.
I was talking with Jason McLeod today, who's Senior Vice President in Player Development and Amateur Scouting. Jason was my coach when I was coming up with the Padres. He and Theo are obviously, that's how they got to know each other, being in the Padres organization. And he said, we love Nick Pivetta.
That's a bullet by Rizzo. That'll be his 2nd home run of this series. And the Cubs are on top 1-0. 10 home runs, 41 RBIs for Rizzo.
Well, I'm sure the Cubs like that swing too. Man, is that quick bat or what? Able to get his barrel to it and keep it fair. Man, it's a pretty strong swing there, T-Mac. Ball got out in a hurry.
So the Cubs strike first, and it's here in the 4th inning as Baez stands in and swings at the first pitch, and it's 0-1. He is 17th among major league players in his strike percentage, or I should say his percentage of swings and misses. Nearly 32% of the time he swings and misses. He's not too far off the leader, and that's Joey Gallo, who swings and misses 39% of the time. Giancarlo and Aaron Judge are the next two. 0-2 to Baez. Got it with a breaking ball. And there are 2 outs, 5 strikeouts for Pivetta. And Kyle Schwarber is coming up.
He's got a ton of talent, but I would think that as a hitter that would get so frustrating. Taking the same swing constantly, and when he connects, he'll connect.
Well, he does lead the National League in RBIs. He's on pace for over 100. But you're right. Schwarber takes low, and it's 1-0. So now Schwarber, Baez, and Rizzo are all in double digits in home runs. They've combined for 35 between the 3. And for Rizzo, he did not homer in the month of April. He had 1 home run in March and didn't homer in April, so 9 since the 1st of May. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Of nap. Joe Madden might be disappointed with his team's batting average of runners in scoring position, but they are still scoring runs. Center field. Odubel heading back. And that wraps up this 4th inning. But the Cubs do strike first. Anthony Rizzo with his 10th home run of the year. There's a liner right under the scoreboard in right field. We'll head to the 5th. It's the Cubs 1 and the Phillies nothing. PHI Technology offers the best of cost of ownership in class. And your dedicated WB Mason driver will deliver your printer wherever you want. Nobody beats WB on HP. Odubel Herrera will start it off here in the 5th inning. With the Cubs up 1-0. Tyler Chatwood has not been pinpoint today, but the Phillies have 7 runners left on base. They only have one hit with a runner on base. Chatwood has a season high of 7 walks earlier this year. He has walked 5 or more 7 times this season. Inside 2-0. Oof, 3-0. Amazing. I wonder if it'll ever get back, like if his command will ever come back. Or if it's just going to keep declining.
$1 million question.
At ball 4, he's walked his 5th hitter. Yeah, that leads off the 5th inning. All right, Phils have to make him pay a little bit, huh?
Hope so.
Scott Kingery is coming up. Scotty has struck out. He's also grounded out to 3rd. Kingery bunts, foul. And it's 0-1.
Goes with the first pitch cutter there. Not a bad idea for Scotty.
Low, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Terry Lanes confirms that Scott did not go. Santana waits on deck. And Kingery, that went right by him.
Went behind him.
I don't know how it didn't hit him. I guess it was so wide it missed him. That is amazing. Wow.
Jimenez is going to go out and talk to him.
And Jim Hickey's coming out too.
Seriously, what do you tell him right here?
What do you tell Kingery?
I don't think it's a mechanical issue.
Well, at this point, I don't think it is. I don't think it can be. It's got to be in his head.
Yeah. It's up high too.
That is amazing. That's like the 4th ball that's done that.
It's incredible. Rizzo expecting Kingery to bunt.
Now he's backing up.
Whew.
2-2.
Pitch at the top of the zone, huh? mean, this cannot be a very comfortable AB. He almost hit Odubel down and in with a couple pitches.
Phillies numbers with runners in scoring position this series. Cubs have struggled as well. Now the 2-2 pitch pulled foul.
How he even got his bat on that one.
We have we have the PJ Wheelahan's pitchcast, and then we have Statcast, which I have up during games just to kind of see where the pitches are going, what kind of pitches are being thrown at the end of the game. And Chatwood's box is so colorful and so all over the place. It's like nothing I've seen in a long time. In the dirt, 3-2.
Nice play there.
Joe Hickey and Joe Madden looking over their lineup card. They realize this is the 8th 3-ball count for Chatwood. He's thrown 84 pitches. Swing and a miss, or swing and a foul ball, I should say. He just barely got a piece of that. This will be the 17th pitch in 3 at-bats for Kingery. And he pulls it to shortstop. Baez is up with it. Odubel's going over to third, and Rizzo drops the ball in the exchange. Smart base running by Odubel to get there.
You know what, Tom? I don't care if Odubel would have gotten thrown out there, because the way this offense is going, you have to try and do something.
Yeah.
So if you get thrown out there, put the pressure on the defense, so be it. I know he was in scoring position at second, but you put the pressure on the defense, and maybe a good thing happened. Good thing happened right there.
Well, and again, this guy has been all over the place.
Right.
So you can score in a wild pitch.
Absolutely.
And I know Baez knew he was going. He can see it out of his corner of his eye that he was setting up to go. Even if Bryant hadn't dropped that ball, I think he would have been safe. So now the Cubs are playing the infield in with a 1-0 lead. Then Santana is 0 for 1 with a walk. And he takes strike 1, 0-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. 94 on that fastball. Chatwood has struck out 6 so far in this game. He struck out 6. He's walked 5. Jimenez tried to pull that one back. Pulls it to right field. That'll be a base hit. RBI single for Carlos Santana, and the Phillies have tied it up at 1.
Well done.
RBI number 35 for Santana.
Jimenez wanted a fastball inside. Chatwood shook to a changeup. Santana stays through it. Goes down and gets it, hooks it to right field. Nice job of hitting there.
So Odubel scores. Probably would have scored anyway from second, but he assured himself of scoring by going to third on that ground ball. Here's Altair, who has been up twice, has been hit, and has walked. And it's 0-1.
Figured one of those walks would have to come around eventually.
Yeah, the fifth one of the day came around. Check swing, ground ball back to the mound. And Chatwood throws out Altair. Up to second is Santana. 1-3 on the putout. And Cousins coming up. First major league home run last night, Murph. That had to be exciting, but obviously was thwarted a little bit by the grand slam by Hayward.
Yeah, I had a good conversation with Dylan today before the game talking about that. And he said, you know, obviously not getting the win last night did put a little bit of a damper on his own personal celebration. But he said, honestly, one of the best moments of my life. He was smiling ear to ear when talking about it. I said, you know, Ben, you brought it up earlier in his first at bat. How did he get down there and get that pitch and able to get it elevated and out of the ballpark? And he didn't really have an answer. He said, I was just able to barrel it up. He went down there and got it. He's such a big, strong guy, and was able to get that one out of the park. So obviously just a terrific moment for him, and it was very exciting for him. It's something he will never forget, something he's thought about for a long, long time, and something he'll never forget.
It was nice to see. It was exciting at the moment. The dugout was blasted at that point. He's behind 0-2 here.
And it's a shame, though, he didn't have that moment, Murph, where he could, you know, really celebrate what he did and be the hero. I mean, that would be huge for a rookie who just got called up. You know, that would have been, it's a shame.
Well, he's the fourth Philly to hit his first career home run in 2018. Kingery, Crawford, and Eflin are the other three. Only St. Louis has had as many players hit their first career home run this year. Since the start of last season, the Phillies have had 11 different players hit their first major league home runs. Thanks to Kenny Ayers for putting that together for us. Two balls, two strikes.
Another one out there. Pick him up.
Outside, or oh boy, I was going to say off the outside corner when low. But looking at the monitor, that was toward the middle of the plate. It still looked like it was a little low.
Man, 6'7".
Big guy. Three balls, two strikes. And he fouls it back. Nick Pavetta's watched his team tie this game up at 1 here in the 5th.
It's so weird to see guys spread out in that dugout. I mean, compared to what it used to be.
Yeah, down on the regular bench and forward on the bench. Outside ball 4, walk number 6 for Chatwood. And Knapp is coming up. Knapp is 1 for 2. Singled in the second, struck out his last time up. There is still nobody warming up in the Cubs bullpen. And the Cubs are down to 3 mound visits. Knapp takes high, and it's 1-0.
Be great if you could like trade the mound visits. We'll give you a mound visit if you give us runner on second.
I think they're going to get somebody up now. I think they have to. There's a strike at 95, 1-1.
And then he does that. That's what's so frustrating.
Lights have gone on in the bullpen. Chairs are being moved. Why it was there, I don't know. But Brian Dunsing is getting up and starting to throw. What a 2 to Knapp. Others lead off first and second. And Knapp takes high, 2-2. 6 walks, 6 strikeouts for Chatwood. He's only allowed 1 run though. So the runners will be off on this pitch.
I would think Dunsing would be up for Crawford here, but he just got up.
Literally, when we showed him, that's when he started walking to the mound.
They wouldn't want to burn another mound visit. They'd be down to just 2 if they go out there to stall.
3 balls, 2 strikes. So the runners go. And a pitch foul down the left field line.
Good quick bat there by Andrew.
There have been no fly ball outs today for Chatwood. The outs have been on the ground or with strikeouts. Santana at second, Cousins at first. Cousins can run. 3 balls, 2 strikes. They take off. Inside ball 4. Yeah, that will load up the bases. The 7th walk that ties a season high. And J.P. Crawford is coming up to the plate. Joe Maddon just asked the third base umpire, Vic Carapazza, for some time, and that's going to be it for Chatwood. They wanted to make sure Dunsing was ready. And Joe giving Dunsing a little extra time to throw some pitches. So a pitching change here at Wrigley Field. 7 walks, 6 strikeouts for Chatwood, responsible for the 3 base runners. We'll be back right after this. You can also with our special authentic fan ticket deal. Discounted tickets, a great looking lid, and more. Just head over to Phillies.com/authentic fan and grab your tickets for the June 19th game at Citizens Bank Park. I think he's a little confused, don't you think?
Very confused.
I mean, seriously. I like a team in the East. I like a team in the Central. He's a big Padres fan, too. All right, here's Brian Dunsing. He's on to face Maikel Franco, who was up to pinch hit for J.P. Crawford. With the bases loaded here in the 5th inning. And Franco takes low. Franco hitting .251, 8 home runs, 32 runs batted in. Breaking ball on the outside corner, 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, good spot here for Maikel. With the count 2 balls and 1 strike. Phillies have scored a run in this inning, looking for some more. Outside, 3-1. Chatwood was up in the front of the dugout. Now he's decided to take a seat.
Look at that line score. It's not closed yet.
Fouls it back 3-2.
That was a good one to hit there. But he's got a big one left here, T-Mac.
3 balls, 2 strikes. The runners will be off. And he pops it up. Left side of the infield. Baez is there. And he makes the catch. The Phillies do get a run, but they leave him loaded here in the 5th inning. So 1 run on 1 hit. We head to the bottom of the 5th. It's the Phillies 1 and the Cubs 1. Bank of the Phils. Visit citizensbank.com. How about Lehigh Valley today? They defeated Gwinnett 7-1. Go all the way down. Enyel De Los Santos, 8 innings, 7 strikeouts. He threw around 80 pitches in the outing. Joey Meneses, a double home run, 2 RBIs. Matt McBride, a couple hits and a run scored. Colin Cowgill, 3 hits and 2 runs scored. Iron Pigs at 33-25 right now, first place in the North Division. But De Los Santos is, I mean, his ERA is under 2.
Mowing.
There's Michael Franco, who stays in to play third after popping out as a pinch hitter for J.P. Crawford. And Ian Happ will lead it off against Pivetta, who has sat for a while. It was a 27-minute top of the 5th inning. Now the rooftops getting a chance to enjoy whatever's going on there and the game. As Happ takes outside, 1 ball, no strikes.
24-minute?
27, I believe, right? It was more than 20 minutes. Ethan has confirmed it was 24. Two balls and 1 strike. Swing and a miss, 2-2. I know Ethan's active or accurate because he's always on the go. Whoop, right there. Came running back as I asked him to get me a cup of water. Happ lays off. Swing and a miss. He blew it by him. That's 6 strikeouts for Pivetta. And with 1 out, Jimenez is coming up.
Delay doesn't affect him. See that 4-seam grip? He just rides it right at the top of the zone.
That was by him.
Way by him.
Jimenez lined out to left field his first time up. Slider. And 0-1.
He lined out to Dylan Cousins out there, and it was very, very good play by Dylan Cousins. Thought the ball was going to get over his head for sure.
Little dribbler up the third base line. Pivetta's got it. Catcher running, and the throw goes past him and drops into the camera well after hitting the net. He should be getting second base on this. And Jerry Lane just now casually points to second base.
That's a shame. He gets underneath this ball and just pushes it, because he had Jimenez at first. Not getting up the line too quickly. Just airmails it. Nothing Carlos can do.
Yeah, you're right. They did have him.
Yeah.
It can go either way. It could be a hit and an error, or it could just be a straight error, depending on how forgiving the official score is.
I would think
or giving.
Yeah, I would think that they're going to give him a hit and an error.
Dunsing is not showing bunt. He takes low. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. And that is the scoring. An infield hit and an E1. He might be tardy, but he's getting the bat on the ball. And now 3 balls and 2 strikes. Ball 4, so Dunsing walks. And that is the first walk issued by Pavetta. It was a close pitch.
Yeah, it was. This will be the first mound visit today. Get a ball on the ground here. Amora Jr. does run well.
Now Mora's doubled. He's also struck out in today's ball game. And he pulls it toward the hole, a base hit it to left field. Jimenez will hold up at third as Cousins' throw is cut off. And now the bases are loaded here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And Tommy La Stella is coming up.
Goes after first pitch slider. Ball just up in the zone.
Breaking ball, and it's 0-1. Now Pavetta has the ability to just get a strikeout here, which would be huge. And he's got heavy sink, so he could get a ground ball too. And a line drive base hit it to left field. 1 run is in. Dunsing will stop at third, and the Cubs take the lead. Still 1 man down. And La Stella with an RBI, his 13th of the season.
Andrew Nat wants this ball inside. Ends up having to reach back across his body. See where he's set up. Ball out over the plate. Stella slaps it to left.
All right, so Rick Kranitz out to the mound. Talk to Pavetta. The bases are still loaded. Bryant is up. Mark Leiter Jr. starting to loosen in the bullpen. He's certainly not tiring. He's just missing right now.
Well, he was able to navigate through some trouble in the 1st inning. 1st and 2nd, nobody out with 3, 4, 5 up. See if he can do it again.
Bryant 0 for 2. He is struck out and he's popped out. Phillies play the infield back. Down 2-1. And a breaking ball low, 1-0. Fouled away, 1 ball, 1 strike. He got Bryant looking in the first inning. And awkwardly, he popped out to Kingery. There's Leiter continuing to loosen up in the pen. Over to shortstop, toward the hole, backhanded by Kingery, throws on the run, and everybody is safe. An infield hit, and it's 3-1.
Last 3 balls in the same spot. Almora, LaStella, and now Bryant on that 5.5 hole.
Kingery does a heck of a job to get to this ball, but he really had no play.
No.
He might have had a play at third, but there was nobody there, because Michael was going to try to cut that off. So the Cubs have taken the lead with 2 runs here in the 5th inning. And Anthony Rizzo, who homered his last time up, is up with the bases loaded. Try to get Jordan Baker, who can't hide from anybody. Second base umpire to slide over. Kind of hit a wall a little bit.
You think of how this inning started. He blows one by Happ, and then a little comebacker, which he throws away, and then it walks the pitcher.
Fly ball left field. Cousins coming in, tagging at third is Almora. The throw to the plate by Cousins. He is out at home plate. Andrew Knapp was able to slide his foot over as Almora was about to slide into the plate, and he tagged him out. And right now, the inning is over. However, the Cubs are going to take a peek to see if Knapp may have blocked the plate or if Almora got in.
They're going to look at it. I don't know how Almora doesn't break his fingers here.
Heck of a throw by Cousins.
Unbelievable. It's very unfortunate, but I think this call is going to be overturned.
You don't think the throw took him there?
No.
I think that's what the Phillies will contend. See, right there, he's giving him a path, and then all of a sudden he steps in. And the throw was kind of at his head.
Which would be a shame, because that is an unbelievable play by Andrew Knapp.
It is an unbelievable play, and back several years ago, it would have been deemed a great play. And it all depends now as to whether they think the throw took him in. So he tags him there. If the throw took him into the base path, he tried to sell it as best he could. So Nick Marley and Jerry Lane are looking at it.
Yeah.
And we're assuming that's what they're looking at, that he was
right,
blocking the path.
Because he never got there, and this is where the fact that we even have to look at this, Tom, is a joke.
I would agree with you on that. I mean, I'll defer to you too, because you were catcher. Odubel's walking off, so is Cousins. I mean, they may say that the throw took him in.
I hope they do,
because it was a high throw. So that is what they're reviewing, is if Andrew Knapp did not give him a lane to slide and block the plate. Back before the Posey rule was put into play, that would have been just a marvelous play by Andrew Knapp and Dylan Cousins. And again, they still may say that the throw took him in, because he did try to sell it.
But I think he stuck his leg out before
No, I know, but I'm saying that the throw was high. It was high enough that maybe they give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm just looking at both sides. I think that from a letter of the law,
I just
the way
think
the rule is structured.
But again, the fact that we have to look at this.
Well, we're past that, though.
It's just not good.
I agree with you, but we're past that now. It's unfortunate that we are.
I know, but the goal, the intent of defense is to prevent the other team from scoring.
Yeah.
And the Internet was trying to prevent Almora Jr. from scoring. But I know they're trying to protect people, and I don't know.
Knapp is not allowed to go over to the dugout at this point, and Jordan Baker is telling him that right now because they're holding the defense. All right, so it looks like they're about to render a decision, and here we go. He is safe.
What a joke. So the Stellar tags up on the play as well.
So it is now 4-1 in favor of the Cubs. Yeah, there are 2 outs, and Baez will be the batter. So it was a violation of the rule. They are officially saying here in the press box. Javier Baez is 0 for 2. He's grounded out and he's also struck out. And Baez is swing and a miss. It's 0-1. It is a shame, though, because it really was done exactly how a catcher is taught to do it. You know?
You give it to him, then you take it away. And now all you have to do is give it to him. Here you go. Come on, slide right here. That gets my Irish up, T-Mac.
Runner goes from first. Pitch is swung on and missed. Throw to second base on one hop is picked by Cesar. And coming home is LaStella, and he is out at home plate. And that'll wrap up the 5th inning. But 3 runs do score in the inning for the Cubs. They leave 1. We'll go to the 6th. It's 4-1. Cubs on top. Signed as a 16-year-old from the Dominican Republic. Nearly 7 years later, Sir Anthony Dominguez is taking the mound as one of the most confident relief pitchers in all of baseball. For the first 11 appearances since his debut on May 7th, the right-hander threw 13 2/3 innings, allowing 2 hits, 0 runs, 0 walks, while striking out 15 of the 43 batters he faced. He can bring it in the high 90s. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Nick Pivetta not pleased as he walks off and throws his glove. He pitched so well up until that 5th inning when he allowed the 3 runs. I mean, so well. And now he'll be pinch hit for as Jesmuel Valentin will pinch hit. That's unfortunate, but the Cubs were able to convert. You got to give them credit.
Yeah.
The Phillies have had so many opportunities today in this series against the Giants. So many opportunities.
Probably made it himself for, the throwing error on the catcher. He walks the pitcher.
Valentin takes high.
But other than that, he was brilliant.
Jesmuel hitting 118 so far. Breaking ball, and it's 2-2. A hot shot through the hole, base hit for Valentin. So Jesmuel is aboard with a leadoff single. Time now for the Ram Truck Stump the Fans Trivia Quiz answer. All right, Ben, here's the question one more time. What 2 pitchers are tied for the most 10 strikeout games by a Cubs left-hander since 1913?
I'm going to go with.
I think one's fairly easy for
one
you.
is fairly easy.
Yeah.
John Lester.
John Lester is correct.
And really the only other lefty that really stands out that pitched for the Cubs would be Ted Lilly.
Oh, Ted Lilly, not a bad. That's not a bad one. You got to go back a little farther though than Ted Lilly. Before you were born.
Before I was born.
This guy actually has a home run in a World Series. Not that that helps you. Bryant can't hang on to that ball by Cesar, and everybody is safe. That'll be his 8th error of the year. Yeah, the Phillies have first and second with nobody out.
And Cesar runs well, but I think that would have been a tailor-made 5-4-3 double play. But getting back to your, he hit a home run
in a World Series for the Oakland Athletics back in the 70s.
Vita Blue.
All right, that's a good guess. He didn't pitch for the Cubs, but that's a good guess. It's Ken Holtzman.
Oh, Ken Holtzman.
Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. Odubel shows bunt. Odubel's 1 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
It's a tight slider there.
Cesar just threw out some enthusiastic support to Odubel as he was at first base and clapped his hands a few times. Breaking ball, and O'Doul strikes out. And that's the first out. And here comes Scott Kingery. Kingery is 0 for 3. He is struck out. He's grounded out twice. Once to third, once to short.
Sure would be an opportune time for a 3-run homer.
Well, they got it last night. Best part of the Cubs staff, it seems, though, is their bullpen. Third best at 2.67. Kingery's got something in his eye. Pulls that one down the left field line. That'll be in for a base hit going to the corner. One run is in as Valentin scores. Here comes Cesar. He'll score. And the Phils have pulled to within 1, 4-3 on a 2-run double from Scott Kingery.
There you go, answer back. Wasn't a 3-run homer, but I'll take it.
Yeah, and you keep it going, too.
Boy, he stays through this baseball nicely. You get out and around this pitch right here, you're going to hook it. This little slider here, but he stays through it. Look at the extension. Extension up and out, not across his body. That's how that ball stays fair.
Well, now here's Carlos Santana, who is 1 for 2 with an RBI. He's got a chance to tie this game up and reset things for the Phils here in the 6th inning. Outside, 1-0. Tyler Chatwood went the first 4 2/3. He walked 7, allowed 4 hits, but allowed just the 1 run. And now Dunsing, who's allowed 2 runs in this inning. That one's whacked foul. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Five runs now allowed by Dunsing in his last 2 innings of work. At the knees, 1-2. Altair is on deck. I wonder if he'll see Cishek, who's warming up in the bullpen. Outside, 2-2. There is Cishek, who gave up the 3-run home run to Altair last night. Back toward the middle. Dunsing's got it. Looks back at Kingery at second base. Throws low at first. And Rizzo's able to handle it. And there are 2 outs. 1-3 on the putout. Joe Madden is waiting for Hickey to tell him whether Cishek is ready, so here he comes. So there's a signal to the bullpen. And another pitching change, so Cishek will get another chance against Altair with the tying run at second base. Dunsing just apologized to Rizzo. We'll be back after this. Hall of Fame with a pregame ceremony prior to the game on Thursday, June 14th, when the Phils take on the Rockies. It's the anniversary of Tome's milestone 400th career home run. Get your tickets, get your seats early, go to Phillies.com. A pitching change for the Cubs. They will bring Steve Cishek into the ball game to face Aaron Altair. Those are the numbers for Cishek, and they include this right here.
First pitch, hanging slider. Aaron Altair welcomes Steve Cishek. 3-run homer, tied it up.
And this time he gets a fastball in to start the at bat. Altair hitting 191. Inside again. He has been hit by a pitch today. He's walked, and he grounded out to the pitcher his last time up.
Slider backed up a little bit. Otherwise, Aaron Altair was right on point. Timing was there.
Pulls that one foul. And it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. That ball shot back at Baez, the shortstop. Just got a piece of it. Popped up and out of play. It remains 2-2.
I don't know how this at-bat's going to end, but he's having some good rips here.
It'd be great if it ended with the same way it ended last night.
Oh.
Cousins on deck. Nick's still in the dugout watching, hoping that Phillies can get another run or two. Take him off the hook for the loss, but maybe give him a chance to win. And Altair is down, looking on strikes, and the side is retired. The Phillies do get 2 runs in the inning on the 2-run double by Scott Kingery. Middle of the 6th, Cubs 4 and the Phillies 3. And the Phils will go to the bullpen after Valentin pinch hit for Nick Pivetta. And Luis Garcia is coming on. 2-1 with an ERA of 3.63. Back to being a 1-run game. The Phillies got the 2-run double by Kingery. 19 strikeouts and 22 1/3 for Luis. And he will face Javi Baez, Kyle Schwarber, and Ian Happ as we move to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Baez asked the umpire to take the ball out from Garcia. Baez hitless in 2 plate appearances. He's grounded out and he is struck out. That one bounced about 3 feet in front of the plate, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Center field, and Odubel Herrera is out there. He says he has it. Altair was coming over. 1 out. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Nissan. Shop ChooseNissan.com. And by WB Mason. Who about WB Mason for fast, free delivery? Nobody does it better. Along with Ben Davis and Greg Murphy, I'm Tom McCarthy. Phillies trail at 4-3. Final day of this road trip. Phils will head home. Get set for the Brewers this weekend. Be nice to get back home to Citizens Bank Park. And Schwarber takes down low. Fouled off, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. outside, 3-1. There's a 97-mile-an-hour heater from Garcia. '99 up. Opposite way, Cousins on the run and gets there. And there are 2 outs.
Like that play right there, that should be a double. You know what I mean? But the scouting that they have nowadays.
Oh, because they were shaded over that way?
I mean, that ball, that's exactly what Schwarber should do with that pitch.
Yeah.
You know? But Sam Foltz, CY, Chris Young, they got these guys. I mean, they came off the bat. I'm like, oh, he's going to be. And Dylan Cousins gets there easily. That's exactly what, if you're Kyle Schwarber, you should do with that pitch.
Ian Happ is 0 for 2. And he takes a strike. There's Chris Young. He's got the lineup card. And he'll align the outfield defense, although he doesn't do a whole lot now because they have the cards in their pocket. But just if there's any adjustments they have to make in game.
Good splitter.
No balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, the dirt, 1-2.
Man.
And Happ is down on strikes.
Nasty splitter.
Well, 1-2-3 go the Cubs here in the 6th inning. Pretty dominant from Luis Garcia. Let's see if the offense can get that run back when we return. Well, Scott Kingery standing on second base in the last inning, drove in 2 to make it a 4-3 ball game. Phillies had tied it up at 1 in the 5th, and the Cubs scored 3 in their half of the 5th inning. Nick Pivetta went 5. He allowed 6 hits and 4 earned runs. 1 walk and 6 strikeouts. Tyler Chatwood, he walked 7 and hit 1 batter, but he will not fare in the decision this afternoon. Justin Wilson will take over. Wilson 1-1 with an ERA of 2.55. He threw 1 scoreless inning in last night's game. He walked 1, struck out 1. He delivers outside to Dylan Cousins as we start the top of the 7th inning. Dylan is 0 for 2 with a walk. Pops it up.
My goodness.
This thing is way up there. It's got to go back to the seats, doesn't it? Yeah. I mean, the way the wind is blowing, that ball was high enough.
I mean, that was way above us.
You never know who you might see on hallway cam. Scott Fransky looking for his money. Cousins fouls it back again. It's 1-2. Strike 3 call on the outside corner, and Dylan's down looking for the first out here in the 7th. And that brings Andrew Knapp to the plate.
I know Dylan's a big kid, but it seems like he couldn't even reach that pitch with how far he stands off the plate.
You don't want it to be Anthony Rizzo, but maybe a little closer.
Yeah.
Knapp takes outside. Andrew today is 1 for 2. And he walked his last time up. Phillies have walked 7 times in today's game. They've struck out 9 times. They've averaged over 10 strikeouts per game on this road trip. In fact, just under 11 strikeouts per game.
And mind you, none of the games have gone extra innings.
Fouled back to the screen. 1-2 to Andrew. Joe Montaigne, the actor.
I wish I could drop about 20 pounds.
Don't we all? This show, Criminal Minds, has been on forever. Bill and Cheryl watch that?
I don't believe so. One of the few that they don't. They might. I don't know.
1-2 pitch.
Their DVR is very full.
Is it?
Yes.
That's good. You gotta use it. You gotta use the stuff that you purchase. Murph's got that GoPro that he purchased. He never uses it. I mean, you gotta use this stuff.
Taking a shot at my little buddy.
No, I'm not. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I have gotten into that Narcos, that show on Netflix. Man, it is good.
Is that on your DVR?
No, it's on Netflix.
Oh. It's nice that you're using that. Way outside, 3-2.
It is phenomenal. Our director Nick Marquetta told me about it.
Oh, really?
Scott Fransky watched it.
Probably cuts into your fortnight. 3-2 to Andrew Knapp. Outside ball 4. Good eye. So he's aboard with 1 man down.
I'm still sore about the play at the plate. You're going to bring up Fortnite? Make me even hotter.
And Michael Franco, who popped up his only time up, he's 0 for 1. That's the 8th walk for the Phillies, the most since the 17th of April. Nick Williams has come out of the on-deck circle to pinch hit.
That was an excellent AB there by Andrew. Down 1-2 in the count.
Michael swing and a miss, 0-1. And 2. And Michael strikes out for the 2nd out. And now Nick Williams will pinch hit. Nick has been the Phillies' best pinch hitter. And I know, Murph, we ran some of the interview that you had with him yesterday. It's a role that he probably didn't embrace early on, but he certainly has picked up.
Well, he certainly has, and now that he's getting a little bit more regular playing time, he's been one of the Phillies' better hitters of late as well, which is good to see from Nick. And we had a really interesting conversation. You know, I remember last year he had, working with Matt Stairs back in spring training. They changed his stance a little bit, and he saw some success there. I asked him, working with John Maley now, what has been the biggest takeaway working with John, and he said, well, honestly, John has gotten him to the point where he's really not swinging at bad pitches, or at least he has the approach of not swinging at bad pitches. That's what he's bringing into the at-bat. And I talked to John about it. He said what he's seen as they progress throughout the season is that Nick has gone up to the plate with an approach, and we've seen that in his pinch hits, and we've seen that in his regular at-bats as well, going up there with a purpose, trying to look for particular pitches, trying to look for a particular location, being selectively aggressive, which is what John Maley preaches all the time. So Nick has been very good at that, and you can tell that the two of them working together has been good for both of them.
Yeah, and the part of it that I think is really stands out is how Nick is limiting the pitches out of the zone that he's going after as a pinch hitter. Now here he's down 0-2, lefty on lefty. He leads the major leagues with 8 pinch hit RBIs. And a fastball right down the chute, and a strike 3 call. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Wilson. No runs, no hits, and 1 man left. We'll stretch. It's 4-3 Cubs. Take Me Out to the Ball Game, sung by Joe Mantegna, the actor and Chicago native. It's one of the great things they do here at Wrigley Field. Scott Fransky was in the dugout talking today about how last night at the home run the place was shaking, but he was talking about Take Me Out to the Ball Game. And when you sit back and just really watch, he's right. It's one of the great things that you get a chance to see happen here sort of naturally. That began with Harry Carey, the great announcer, and it's taken on a life of its own. They don't always have somebody singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game. They try to, otherwise Harry's up on the big board doing it. But it really is something that's neat and sets this place aside besides everything else that you see.
And everyone gets up.
Ballparks. Everybody does. Ramos will take over here in the bottom of the 7th inning, trying to keep this at a 1-run game. Out toward shallow left center, and Kingery says he has it. Fighting the wind and makes the catch. And 1 out. And now Ben Zobrist will pinch in.
Got his PF Flyers on today.
They kind of look weird, don't they?
They do.
No balls and 1 strike. Are there spikes at the bottom?
There are.
One and 1. Those PF Flyers are part of a celebration for what we will honor on Saturday, the 25th anniversary of the movie The Sandlot. That one's pulled down the right field line, foul. And stopped by the chair. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Zobrist.
Don't know why Benny the Jet had to put on a new pair of PF Flyers to pickle the beast.
Special pair. It's a special event. Out to left field. Cousins, a long run in and foul. Ooh.
I hope that wall's okay.
Count holds 1 and 2.
Dillon running in here. Smart to go into a slide.
On the outside corner, and Zobrist will take his PF Flyers back to the dugout. He barks at the home plate umpire. Looked like a pretty good pitch. And there are 2 outs. Those PF Flyers were a big topic of conversation for Zobrist a couple weeks ago. Major League Baseball told him that he was in violation of the uniform regulation, Section G of the uniform regulation, which states that 51% of the exterior of each player's shoes have to be the Cubs' designated primary shoe color. So if he keeps wearing them, like today, he is at risk to be fined. He wrote a nice letter to MLB on Instagram responding to that that letter that he received. Here's the pitch he was mad about. All right, well, I mean, it was off according to PitchCast. It was close, though. 2 balls and no strikes to Almora. And now 3-0.
Remember years ago they said they were going to start enforcing those kinds of rules. You know, Barry Bonds was really the first one to start wearing the baggy pants, and they cut the elastic out of the bottom, put them over the shoe. I don't think they ever did anything about that. When you look at them now, they
popped up behind home plate. Knapp throws the mask aside and puts it away. A 1-2-3 inning. So the Phil's bullpen has faced 6 and retired all 6. Now we go to the 8th inning with the Cubs hanging on to a 1-run lead. By your Delaware Valley Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Del Val Honda dealer. Visit DelValHondaDealers.com. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Phillies trail at 4-3 as we go to the top of the 8th inning. Time now for a Hyundai defensive play of the game. This was pivotal because it looked like the Phils and Dylan Cousins had a good one going.
Absolutely. He gets behind this baseball so well. Initially called out. The play is overturned. They said that Andrew Knapp obstructed the path for Almora Jr. Joe Batten says, take a look at it. They call him safe. That's why we're at 4-3 in the ball game right now. That is your Hyundai defensive play of the game, brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers.
Here's Pedro Strop, who will take over as we go to the 8th inning, setting it up. The Cubs hope for Brandon Morrow. 2.22 ERA. Inside, 2 balls and no strikes. A quick pitch on the outside corner, 2-1. Cesar does not agree with that. Pulls it foul. Cesar's batting average has dipped under 260. On base percentage is still excellent, 372. That's because he's among the league leaders in walks. Pulls it toward the hole on the right side. Rizzo has it. Flips to Strop. Guess that was more than a flip. 3-1 on the put out, 1 away. Interleague play will continue at Citizens Bank Park when the Yankees come to town on Monday, June 25th to start a 3-game series. All 3 games are at 7:05. Tickets can be purchased by going to Phillies.com. Odubel stands in with one man down here in the 8th. And he fouls it over the screen. One ball and one strike. Outside, 2-1.
Can you remember another game you did, Tom, that there were 8 walks?
I'm sure, like for one team.
Yeah.
Not off the top of my head, I cannot remember that.
No, I wouldn't expect you to remember that.
For Chatwood, the 7 walks, it's the most walks issued by a starting pitcher against the Phils since Carlos Zambrano in 2011. So that game I did, as Odubel pops it up, second base side. 2 outs here in the 8th inning. He's only the 4th starter, Chatwood was, to face the Phils and allow 7 walks, have a wild pitch, and a hit batter. Jim Bollinger and Tony Cloninger and Ray Parmalee. But yeah, that's disappointing because there have been base runners. Phillies are 2 for 11 this year with runners in scoring, or in this game with runners in scoring position. Overall on this road trip, they're 14 for 75. And that's been a big reason why they, are trying to claw their way to 4 wins, and they would be fortunate to get to 4 on this road trip. Today they've left 12 runners on base. No balls and 2 strikes. Kingery pops it up over to first base. Rizzo into foul territory. The wind is carrying it, and he is out of room. And a break now for Scott Kingery. I don't know if he really saw it that clearly.
Kind of lax in his effort to get over there.
I just don't think he saw it.
He wasn't going to catch it anyway, but that ball, with the way this wind is blowing. You would think that Greg Murphy would have helped him out.
Rolled out to shortstop. Kingery slip coming out of the box, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. 2 ground outs and a pop out. Strop gets his job done here in the 8th. It's the first time today the Phillies have not left a runner on base. By for Phillies Post-Game Live, presented by Cure Auto Insurance. They're going to talk about all the wasted opportunities the Phillies have had offensively, plus the trouble that Nick Pivetta ran into in the 5th inning. Again, that's coming up after the ball game on Cure Auto Insurance presents Phillies Post-Game Live. The product of the 2016 World Series. Well, that's a good thing.
Celebrating the World Series, huh?
I would think there were probably a lot of people celebrating the World Series and have something to show for it now. Adam Morgan back in the saddle to take over here in the 8th inning against Tommy La Stella, Chris Bryant, and Anthony Rizzo. Adam, before that home run last night, had not allowed an extra base hit to a left-handed hitter. So that's the pitch right there that I think people wonder if that's what he should have gone to, the slider against Hayward. He said it was the typical way I attack a lefty. It was just a bad pitch. As Ben mentioned in the open, Morgan wanted it down and away, and it kind of like right there where Knapp wanted it down and away, but it went inside. That was a little lower. Balls and 2 strikes to La Stella, who is 1 for 2 with an RBI today. That's a pretty good pitch.
Well, here's the pitch last night. He goes with the fastball. And obviously he didn't want it up in the middle of the plate. If you bury that pitch down and away, I still think you get Hayward.
Yeah, he was probably in swing mode.
I don't question the pitch. Could he have spun a ball up there? Probably. But it was just the execution of the pitch.
Yeah, you said that last night, that you were okay with down and away before the pitch was even thrown. And a catcher's interference again. Oh, man.
On the same guy.
On the same guy. That time it was a little more emphatic.
So the 11th catcher's error this year by the Phillies.
Shame of it is he had him 0-2. Here's Chris Bryant. Bryant 1 for 3. Oh, 1 to Bryant.
I've seen all kinds of stuff in this game. 8 walks by a single team. 2 catchers interference on the same guy.
Up and away, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike to Bryant.
This hasn't been the cleanest game. 5 errors total, 9 walks between the 2 teams today.
Plus hit batter, a couple of catchers interference. Both go down as errors. There's a changeup, and it's 1 and 2. Every time a Phillies pitcher records a pitch of 95 miles per hour or more, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet in Philadelphia. And a foul tip hung on to by Andrew Knapp, and 1 out here in the 8th inning. So a strikeout for Morgan. 9 strikeouts for Phillies pitching. And Anthony Rizzo will be the batter. Rizzo is homer today. He's got a sac fly as well.
thought about some of the pitchers that have come through Wrigley Field. I thought of Greg Maddux, and I wasn't sure when his last year here was. It was 1992. I was looking at some of his numbers. My goodness.
Yeah, they showed a video of him on the board before. Ground ball to second base. That should be 2. Cesar throws to Santana for 1, and now they've got La Stella in the rundown. Kingery should be able to track him down, but instead it's Morgan who tags him out. And the inning is over. So a double play wraps up this 8th inning. We go to the 9th. It's the last chance for the Phils. They're down by 1 to the Cubs. Fifth inning when the Cubs scored 3 runs.
Yeah, they got a few singles in this inning, a walk, all through that 5.5 hole. There's Bryant with an infield single, sac fly in that inning, which you see here, and Dylan Cousins unable to throw. Almora Jr. out at home plate. Well, he was able after it was overturned. But they are your W.B. Mason deliveries of the game.
All right, so the Phils down to their last 3 outs will face Brandon Morrow. Morrow with 14 saves and 15 opportunities. Been very good for the Cubs. Obviously, the Phils got to him in last night's ball game. Morrow's now 33 years old, a former first-round pick by the Seattle Mariners out of Cal Berkeley. The first pitch to Santana. Up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. It just kept on coming in.
Wow.
Morrow picked up his first major league save when he was 23 years old. He had 10 saves for the Seattle Mariners. But this is really the first time he's a full-time closer. And he delivers high, 2-0. He signed a 2-year, $21 million contract with the Cubs during the offseason, with an option for the 2020 season. Line drive caught by Morrow. Glove, right place, right time. That ball was scorched. 1 out here in the 9th inning.
I want an exit velo on that one, T-Mac.
Well, I don't know what you can do.
I don't know how that ball caught him. My goodness.
102.5 on the exit velocity.
A screamer. Gloves in the right spot.
So one away here in the 9th inning. And Aaron Altair is coming up. Morrow has not allowed runs in consecutive outings since last August. And last night he allowed 2 runs in a third of an inning on the home run by Dylan Cousins. And a pitch outside, 1-0. Good heavy sink, 1 ball, 1 strike.
He's got a big arm. He'll top out at 99 with a fastball. He'll cut it up to 93. Also mixing the slider.
Health has always been his biggest thing throughout his career with the Mariners and the Blue Jays. 1-2 on the outside corner. Over to the right side, Rizzo. He has it, throws to Morrow, covering, and found the bag. Jose Flores says that he did not find the bag, and that Altair is safe.
If he is indeed out, that was a splendid play.
There he misses. There he got it.
He got it.
So 3-1 on the putout. 2 defensive plays. Well, one was just a reaction. The other one, Rizzo ranged with his Gold Glove as far as he could. And now Cousins, who homered last night against Morrow. And a swing and a miss at the first pitch. That was 93.
Cutter.
Outside again, 2-1, 100 miles an hour. Pulls it toward first, a foul ball. And now the Phillies down to their final strike. It's 4-3 Cubs with 2 outs at the top of the 9th inning. The Phils took 2 of the 4 against the Dodgers, were swept out against the Giants. Took game 1 here in Chicago, lost a heartbreaker last night, and now trailed by 1. And the 2-2 pitch to Cousins. Outside, 3-2. Phillies have struck out 11 times in this ball game. And again, the 3-2 pitch coming. Outside, ball 4. So the tying run is aboard. And Andrew Knapp is going to be called back. And Jorge Alfaro is going to come up to pinch hit. The Phillies have cleared their bench now with Alfaro coming up. The thought is that Alfaro has the ability to get around on Morrow a little more consistently than Andrew Knapp. This will be the 5th mound visit of the day for the Cubs. They're down to 1. So Alfaro is up to pinch hit. 2 for 5 as a pinch hitter in his career. He was hit by a pitch last night with Morrow on. Got a first pitch fastball upstairs.
Yeah, right between the shoulder blades.
Swing and a miss at 99, 1-1. The wind is whipping in harder than it's been all day long from center field. Outside 2-1.
Where you tell yourself as a hitter, just short and sweet. See how quick you can be to the baseball. He'll provide all the power.
Two and two. He was short. Fouled it back.
Very good swing.
40,000 plus here at Wrigley Field. Some have left. Last night more left before the Grand Slam. And then they just hung out for a while afterward. Final game of this road trip for the Phillies. With Cousins at first base. The 2-2 pitch. Down low, 3-2. Cousins will be off and running on this one.
As the shadows start to creep in, he'll be off and running, and the big boy can run. Anything down the line or in the gap has a chance to score.
And now the payoff pitch. Foul back to the screen. Cousins will come on back.
Some good old-fashioned hardball right here.
Corey just asked if that was a strike. It looked like it was a strike. So we'll do it again. And the Phillies down by 1. 3 balls, 2 strikes here in the 9th inning. And a foul ball down the right field line. Nice grab. David Ross jersey.
I'm partial to the Todd Hundley jersey down there. Hot rod.
3-2. Couple foul balls by Alfaro. Cousins will take off once again. And a strike 3 called. Alfaro will be tagged out, and the ball game is over. In the 9th inning, no runs, no hits, and 1 man left. The Cubs hang on for a 1-run victory, 4-3. As Alfaro goes down looking to wrap up this one. It is the 13th strikeout of the day for the Phils. Our Chevrolet player of the game, Anthony Rizzo. A solo home run, a sac fly. He's got 19 RBIs now in his last 18 games with an at-bat. Well, this road trip ends. A 3-7 record for the Phillies on the road trip with some winnable games that they left on the table. They lose at 4-3. We'll be back to wrap it up right after this.